Welcome to the shop. So today, I got to tell you, some of you might not be happy with me because I'm going to call you out a little bit. I think that there are many RC pilots that think they're better than they are. And they get that next plane, they fly this for about 12 flights, think they're good, head off, get the next coolest plane out there, and then crash and wonder why they're crashing. Why can't they land it? Why can't they, see what the plane is doing at the speed it's going? And it's frustrating. They're not as good as they think they are. And they don't practice the basic skills. In this video, I go through what I think you should be able to do before you get off your trainer. And I highly encourage you to master those basics. And I talk about it in the video and I show them the basics of basics before you get that second plane. Believe me, I have way too many planes, but I do think that focusing on the basics allows you to fly all types of planes with much more confidence. And that's what this video is about. I'm going to go through just the things that I think are the big priorities and encourage you to be able to do the same before you go out and get the next coolest plane. Anyway, hope you get something out of it. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Stick around. All right, I'm going to take this plane up. It is windy, but today, let's kind of test our skills a little bit. Super important that we can do the very basics. You've upgraded from your RTF. You got a new transmitter. You've got things set up well, and you've been flying a little bit. Let's see, are you good enough to go to the next level? And that's what this video is about, kind of testing those skills. Got a checklist of things we need to do. First, I'm not flying in self-level mode. If you really want to go to the next level, I don't recommend you flying in safe or self-level. Having a gyro is pretty nice, but on a day like today, it's windy. It's the 10-mile-an-hour winds I'm flying in right now. Plane's bouncing around a little bit. What I'm trying to show here is that you should be able to fly a nice, consistent, continue the same altitude pattern. Doesn't have to be fast, it just has to be smooth. Jacking around, with your controls all over the place is not smooth. We're trying to get smooth. And this plane, the way it's set up, especially with a different transmitter, you can tune that so you can fly smooth, reduce rates, increase expo, things like that. The other thing we're going to do is now figure 8. Keeping the same altitude. So that's sometimes modulating the throttle a little bit. Smoothly making a figure 8. It just helps you. The other thing I want to do is fly the pattern in the opposite direction I normally do. Normally here at Buddha Park, the wind is coming from the east and we land left to right. There's many pilots, if the wind is coming from the opposite direction, they will not fly. Or they don't like to fly, I should say. It's important to be able to fly in both patterns and land in both directions. So here I'm flying just a basic pattern. You don't need to do anything fancy. No aerobatics required to go to this next level. It's just smooth flying. That's the key. Another thing we got to check off, and that is your landings. As you're coming in, can you make a nice approach? Can you do a nice flyby right over the runway and adjust with a little rudder to make sure you're going right over that runway? Throttle back out, make my turn. You should be able to do it easily, right, without stress. If this flying lower and coming in for these approaches gets you nervous, practice it more. so you're better at it. You also should be able to do that from the opposite direction. So we're flying in, making my turn, backing off throttle. The wind is going this direction, so the plane is going to kind of fall. It's not the best time to do it, but you need to be able to fly the pattern and approaches in both directions. You know how I feel about landings, and you practice them in all conditions. And this plane is perfect for doing this in a nice windy conditions like we have here. Come in for a little bit of a landing, watching it. Not the best example for you. I'll blame it on the wind, not my lack of skills. Yeah, that's it. So let's do another one, try to get a better landing here. But we should be able to get nice, smooth landings. And this Ranger is perfect for honing your skills. One more. You should be able to land close to center. Shouldn't land in the grass. And should be able to land pretty close to you. All right, let's come on in. One more landing. All right. Those are some of the basic skills that I think are really critical for you to have. You got a checklist and all the things you should be able to do. Be honest with yourself before you go to that next level.